Thank you. Great. Good morning, our dear Toastmasters, our guests. I see we have some Rotarians in the house. You're most welcome to Kampala Sunrise Club meeting number 33. Excellent, we are growing and getting stronger amidst COVID. So thank you so much for joining us this morning. It's a privilege to have you here for the next 2 hours of excitement with our exciting theme, Unveil Your Hidden Potential. Wow, I'm looking forward to this. And our Toastmaster for this morning is Patricia Nanteza. I can't wait to hear what she has for us this morning. And with our General Evaluator, we are privileged to have you, Gladys, all the way from Kenya. You'll get to know more about her. So, before we begin our meeting, we have some few rules that we have to adhere to, and here they are. Keep your audio or microphone muted if you're not speaking. We need to keep our house in order. Secondly, kindly rename on the participants list. Rename yourself. We want to know you and where you're coming from. You have a role in this meeting. You can indicate the role. And if you're from a club, please also mention the club. As you can see on the screen, my name is Brenda Atwine, and my role this morning is Sergeant at Arms, SAA. I'm a member of Kampala Sunrise Toastmaster, KSTM in short. If you're a guest, please mention your guest, your name, and where you're coming from. Like in this case, we have guest Martin Kiza Luboa. So speakers, unmute them. I'm getting an echo, sorry. Speakers, unmute your audio if you're going to speak, and it's also encouraged to keep your video on. We would like to see you and evaluate you better. You're also encouraged to use the Zoom group chat to post any comments or suggestions. Then you can also use the interaction icons. We have those of raising your hand, upload, thumbs up. Please use those to keep the meeting active and engaging. You're also encouraged to keep your video on during the meeting, if you're able. Yeah, those are some of the rules as we do a meeting. Then, yes, I'd like to remind you about our theme for Toastmasters this year. It's very exciting. It's called Magic. And Magic stands for Mentor, Give, Identity. That's what we are focusing on as Toastmaster. We would like to mentor and appreciate, give, identify, and care for others and one another. And also a reminder about our club mission. Everyone has their own mission, but as a club, we also have a collective mission that keeps us focused. So you can read it on your own. You don't have to unmute your microphone. Let me read it for you. We provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. That's what we do at Toastmasters. Well, at this moment, before I invite the Toastmaster, I will invite our president, Miss Anne Award. Anne, I welcome you to come and speak to us, give a few remarks, and officially invite the Toastmaster this morning. And you're very welcome. Let's all rise and welcome our president and our
Thank you so much, Brenda. Good morning, Toastmasters, Rotarians, and guests. We are so delighted to have you here this morning from wherever you are joining from all over the world. We are really, really happy to host you this morning. And this morning, we are so privileged to have the presence of our District Director, Gladys. Thank you so much for joining us. You will say hello to the members and our guests, please.
Kampala Sunrise, good morning.
Morning.
Our presence here is to recognize that this is the home club of the Club Growth Director. I will enjoy the meeting and probably give my remarks at the end. Looking forward. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Gladys. We look forward to having a great time with you this morning. And also we have our area director, Susan. Thank you for joining and for always being there with us. And for our business meeting, everybody, I believe you saw the minutes. They were shared by email, through WhatsApp. I would like to know if any of you has corrections to make to the minutes. Do we have any corrections? If not, I would like to propose that somebody proposes we pass the minutes and we second.
Madam President,
should we?
I propose that we adopt the minutes of the previous meeting.
Thank you, Faith.
I second that, Madam President.
Thank you very much, Irene. So the minutes stand approved. And now we do have a very, very exciting news. We have our newest member. I would like all of us to unmute and welcome Josephine Adong Matovu. I'm not sure if she's here, but even in absentia, let us welcome Josephine, who just joined us. You're most welcome, Josephine. Thank you for joining Toastmasters.
Thank you so much, Anne.
Oh, you're here.
Yes.
Hello. Thank you, Josephine. You made the right decision. It's wonderful to have you.
Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to learning more and being part of you. Thank you.
And we look forward to seeing you taking up roles and giving your icebreaker. I can't wait for that. Yeah. I would like to right away introduce our one and only Patricia Nanteza, our Toastmaster this morning. Patricia, thank you for joining us all the way from Ntinda Toastmasters Club. Patricia has been with Toastmasters since 2004, and she is a member of Ntinda Toastmasters, like I've said, but also a member of the International Elite Debaters all the way in Kuwait. That is a great mix, Patricia. We are so delighted to have you here this morning. And Patricia is also the Area 17 Program Quality Associate, and currently she runs a training, events, and marketing bureau. Wow. Patricia, we are so happy to have you, and we are waiting to indulge and just have a great time. And right now, Patricia, I hand over the floor to you. Please take us through the theme and the program of the day. Thank you, Patricia.
Good morning, Patricia. Thank you so much, President Anne Awori. This is how I begin my morning. I wake up and start by loving me. I want everybody to scream and say, good morning, sunrise. Good morning, sunrise.
Morning,
Good morning, sunrise.
Good morning, sunrise.
Sunrise.
So much.
Good morning, sunshine.
Listen to our Sergeant at Arms.
Good morning, sunrise.
Thank you. We listened to our Sergeant at Arms, and she gave us the rules that we need to follow during this meeting. I've also come with one major rule, and this rule, I believe no one is allergic to the rule that I'm going to put forward. Everybody must smile. I would like to see everybody smiling. It's compulsory and no one is allergic to it. We are all seated, apart from our speakers who are standing. But just mention your name and say, Patricia, you are seated on gold. 1, 2, 3, mention your name and say, you are seated on gold. 1, 2, 3.
Manoj,
Patricia, you are seated on gold. You are seated on gold.
Thank you very much. You might want to ask me, Patricia, what were you thinking when you came up with this theme? Unveil your hidden potential. Many a times we limit ourselves, thinking that we can't go outside the box and explore our potential. Brian Tracy wrote, "Make your life a masterpiece. Imagine no limitations on what you can be, have, or do." I may not be able to give you everything that you need to unveil the giant within you or awaken the giant within you. But also know, before this meeting ends, I will take you through reality check questions. Unveil your potential simply means discover a better version of you, unfold possibilities, utilize opportunities, and uncover the giant within. I would request Alex to display the agenda so that I take you through what is going to happen in the next 2 hours. Thank you, Alex.
Oh, sorry, Patricia. I'm not a host. Brenda, make me co-host then.
Alex, done?
Patricia, go on as I find the agenda. Patricia, go on.
This bright morning, I'm happy to announce that I will not run this meeting all by myself. And to the interest of our guests, I would like to let you know that with our Toastmasters meeting, we have 3 sections. The very first section is the prepared speeches. And this morning, I know most of you did not have breakfast. You are going to be treated to a beautiful breakfast of 4 wonderful speeches with amazing topics and titles. We shall also have the table topics session, and we shall close with the evaluations. At Toastmasters International, we do provide constructive feedback because we're here to make ourselves better communicators and better leaders. I now wish to announce the great role takers. I have the honor to invite our one and only district director. I had a conversation with her, Toastmaster Gladys, and we were talking about some of the things that stop us from awakening the giants within us. This is what she told me, and these are her thoughts on procrastination. She told me what has made her fail where others have succeeded. To Gladys, passion is not everything. You need to blend passion and knowledge if you are to succeed. At first she thought, once you're passionate about something, then you can excel in business. Toastmaster Gladys, kindly let us know your role as the General Evaluator. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Patricia, TMOD. Indeed, Kampala Sunrise, which closed at Distinguished Club in 2019, is raring to go this year. And you do this by making magic at every club meeting. My role today is to find out how Kampala Sunrise is creating a supportive and conducive learning environment to empower its members. It is important that learning does take place, feedback does take place, and members are given an opportunity to display their confidence in leadership and personal growth. I do have the tools of the trade, and I do hope that my team is. Patricia, do I call the timer a counter grammarian, or will you do that?
I will do it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Looking forward to enjoy this meeting. Back to you.
Kindly, thank you so much. I would like all of us to give a round of applause. For every speaker, you have to clap. You're okay to clap. I now invite our grammarian who believes he sat on his gold. He should have elevated his singing or his musical style, but the fear of getting started kept him back. Moses Rutahigwa, our grammarian, please let us know what your role is this morning. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Patricia, Toastmaster of the day. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters, Rotarians, and guests. My role today is be the grammarian. My biggest part is to introduce the word of the day and also note the use of the word of the day throughout the session. I also observe the use of correct use of good English, recognize it, and also note the incorrect use of English throughout the session. I also be the account of the day, where I will note pause fillers that we use several times during speeches, and I'll be giving my report at the end of the meeting. At this time, allow me to share with you the word of the day, which you shall be using throughout the session, and I will observe those who will be using it throughout the session. I can ask somebody, Brenda, to make me the co-host so that I can be able to share my screen and share with you the word of the day.
Moses, ready?
I don't know if you can all see it. Thank you. The word of the day is extricate, which means to free or release something or someone from a constraint or an entanglement. It can be used. It can be used in different ways, but I'll give two particular ones that are simple. You can say several survivors were extricated from the wreckage. It could be a ship, it could be anything. Or he's been able, I'm not sorry for that typo. He's been able to extricate himself from any limitation. I do believe we shall use this word extensively throughout the session, and I will not use of the word throughout the session. Thank you so much. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day. Good morning once again.
Thank you so much, our grammarian of the day. We shall look forward to wish to announce what has blocked her from unveiling the giant in her. This is what she has to say about it. Looking back, she has procrastinated so much. Things never get done once you procrastinate. Now, this is the time you should extricate yourself from procrastination. She has always thought she would start tomorrow, and tomorrow never comes. Josephine Kemikisha, our timer, Please tell us what your role is all about this morning.
Good morning, Toastmasters and guests. As a timer today, my role is to help us manage time during the meeting, and I will be doing this by alerting the speakers, that is during the table topics, the prepared speeches, and the evaluations. I'll be alerting the speakers using cards. Let me just show the cards. Okay, as I'm trying to share. So those are the cards. That's the green card, the yellow, and the green. So these cards will be showing me the time that the speakers have used during the table topics. The table topics are allotted 2 minutes. At 1 minute, I'll be showing the green card. At 1 minute 30 seconds, I'll be showing the yellow card. At 2 minutes, I'll be showing the red card. For the prepared speeches, you have 6 to 7 minutes. At 5 minutes, I'll be showing the green card. At 6 minutes, I'll show the yellow card, and at 7 minutes, I'll be showing the red card. For the evaluations, those are 2 to 3 minutes. At 2 minutes, I'll show the green card. At 2.5 minutes, I'll be showing the yellow card, and at 3 minutes, I'll be showing the red card. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Timer, for that guidance. We shall truly follow the rules. I will introduce the table topics master along the way. I'll not do it now because this time round, it's not just a role. She is doing it as a project on active listening. When her time comes, I'll tell you more about her. Right now, we are jumping straight into our breakfast, a breakfast of speeches. Our first speaker is Faith Amaro. Faith Amaro says she is not spontaneous, and in most cases, she's always afraid of taking the risk of starting up new things because they seem quick to her, and this has kept her not getting started. Along the way, she has sat on her potential, but she's ready to step up and take it on. Faith Amaro will be evaluated by Timothy Kavuma, the president of Muyenga Toastmasters Club. Timothy Kavuma, let us know what you expect from Faith Amaro's speech. The floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the day. Very good morning to every Toastmaster, Rotarian, Rotaract, and guest that is joining this meeting. I'm very excited this meeting to be evaluating one of the eloquent storytellers I know at Kampala Sunrise Toastmasters, and it is my honor to evaluate you this morning, Faith. This morning, Faith is going to be attempting her third speech on level 2 under her dynamic leadership path. And that project requires you to demonstrate or briefly describe how Toastmaster envisions mentorship. And the purpose of the speech is for you to share an experience where you were a protege. What will I be looking out for as you deliver this speech? Faith, you are a seasoned speaker, and I have a lot of expectations out of your delivery. I'll be looking out for your vocal variety, eye contact, audience awareness, the topic that you're going to choose to talk about this morning. This project should not be a report about the Understanding Mentorship Project as it is detailed on the Toastmasters website. It should clearly be an experience. And Basing on that, in 5 to 7 minutes, I expect you to deliver a speech that is going to extricate our minds from a very long week of, please find me attached. I hope this email finds you well, and kind regards, so that you usher us into a surreal weekend chill. The title that Faith has chosen for her speech this morning is The Gift That Keeps Giving. Faith Amaro, the gift that keeps giving, the gift that keeps giving, Faith Amaro.
He gave me my first internship posting while still a student at Uganda's oldest, largest, and most prestigious institution of higher learning, the Great Makerere University. He taught me how to work hard and serve in practical ways, focusing on results while at the same time enjoying the journey. He gave me my first employment contract the week that followed my final exam. The joy of not having to walk down the streets of Kampala looking for a job was insurmountable. Toastmasters and guests, it is with great pleasure that I give you a sneak peek this morning into my mentorship journey with a trailblazer of the valuation industry, Mr. Edward Mungati, fondly referred to as Muzei. Through his mentorship, I learned a lot of life lessons, 3 of which I will share with you. Lesson 1, everyone has a challenge. Be part of the solution. Muzei started out as a graduate trainee valuer in London. He worked through the ranks to become deputy minister in the Ministry of Works and Housing, and later started Uganda's maiden private valuation firm in 1981. The wealth of experience, the expert skill set, and his ability to communicate powerfully with clients at all levels is the reason the company grew by leaps and bounds over the years. He scaled it up to the point that he had regional branches all over the country. Think about it. What value could I, a young, curious, but very introverted university student, add to a fellow of the Regional Institute of Chartered Surveyors? Muzei taught me the invaluable lesson about mentorship being a two-way street, with the mentee not only learning things from the mentor, but proactively identifying solutions to the mentor's challenges. From discussions with Muzei, I quickly learned that one of the regional offices had an immediate digitization need. I proposed solutions to address this and was later tasked with implementing them. The regional digitization project I undertook was the reason I received an unemployment offer upon completion of my final university exam. Lesson 2, commit to lifelong learning. In my first year at the university, I joined the Institute of Surveyors of Uganda as a student member and took part in various membership activities throughout my 4-year tenure at the university. We regularly engaged with practicing members through different fora to glean industry insights and prepare adequately to become the workforce of the future. With over 40 years worth of experience under his belt, it came as a surprise to me that Muzei not only attended these meetings diligently, but engaged whenever he did, even taking notes. I quickly understood from him that the more I live, the more I need to learn. The more I learn, the more I realize how much more I need to know. Toastmasters and guests, the quest for relevance never ends. Lesson 3, dare to dream. Muzei had in place short, medium, and long-term company plans that were continually revisited to ensure they remained relevant. He taught me that success is not accidental. You can only go as far as you can see. I learned the importance of identifying people I need to work with to get me to the place I need to go. Pause and reflect for a moment. What is the vision of your life? Do you have an end in mind? How far and wide have you cast your vision? The words of one of the philosophers could never be truer. The greatest danger of most of us is not that we aim too high. No, it is that we aim too low and we reach it. Toastmasters and guests, I garnered invaluable life lessons from Mosaic, including being solution-driven, committing to lifelong learning, and being brave enough to create my future from my future by dreaming. He took a chance on me and left an indelible mark on my career journey, enabling me to thrive even after the pursuit of purpose took me along an entirely different career path. I have since gone on to intentionally nurture the hidden potential in others, including regularly engaging with university students who perhaps are at one of the critical points of their life's journey. Toastmasters has become an enabler in passing on the gift of mentorship. It is a piece of my life's puzzle that has thrust me out of my comfort zone and equipped me with the skills necessary to become a proficient speaker. This morning, I implore you to receive and give the gift of mentorship. Acknowledge the individuals under whose tutelage you have learnt innumerable lessons. Thereafter, extricate those around you from mediocrity by passing this gift of mentorship on. Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Faith. Timothy Kavuma, I believe you will now have an answer. Great lessons from you. The quest for relevancy never ends. Adopt lifelong learning and naturally nurture the hidden potential. Faith, that was amazing. We now move on to our second speaker, Irene Navasa, who will be evaluated by Juliet Najinda. Juliet Najinda, let us know what you expect from Irene Navasa. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. Good morning, Toastmasters and guests. Our second speaker for today is Irene Navasa. Irene is attempting a path called Dynamic Leadership, and she's attempting Project 2 of Level 1, Evaluation and Feedback. Irene, the purpose of your speech is for you to present a well-structured speech on any topic and apply feedback received from an earlier speech or previous speech. In your speech, I'll be looking out for vocal variety, gestures, audience awareness, and eye contact, among others. Irene Navasa, who will become Irene Navasa.
Yes, thank you, Juliet. Thank you, Toastmaster. Good morning, Toastmasters and guests. So I'll share a story. So last weekend, seated at a restaurant, my mind pondering on so many things, thinking of this and that. And all of a sudden, my eyes wandered off my table to a table that was just across to where I was seated. And all of a sudden, I noticed a seemingly bored child that is suckling onto his fingers. And in the spur of the moment, as I'm trying to think about it, the mom slapped the kid's hand out of its mouth. And you can imagine that the look on this innocent child's face. And then this got me thinking, why do we behave the way we do? And why
do children behave the way they do? So immediately after my meal, I dashed home, ran into my old files, dig out for information and data from my old lecturer on why we behave the way we do, or what is behind the development of different personalities. So my search landed me onto Sigmund Freud's theory on personality development. He prefers to call it the psychosexual development. So in Sigmund Freud's theory of psychosexual development, he believed that personalities are developed through a series of 5 stages of childhood development. Sigmund Freud believed that how parents react or whatever training is done at these individual stages of development is what will determine the kinds of personalities that we develop in adulthood stages. Sigmund Freud also believed that the shaping of one's personality is due to the different stages in a child's development. A child develops different areas for stimulation at different stages of personality development. At every stage of personality development, there is a different area of stimulation for the child. And in the different stages that Sigmund Freud talked about, there are 5 stages. I'll not mention the 5. Today, I'm only interested in the very first 2 stages of personality development that are very significant in shaping our personalities. And in Sigmund Freud's theory, he believed that the oral stage is the very first stage of personality development. And at the oral stage, this is the stage that spans from the period of birth to about 8 months after childbirth. So at this stage, the child's area of stimulation is around the mouth. In the oral stage, we tend to see that children have a tendency of placing objects onto their mouths. Every time a child touches something, they tend to place it onto their mouths because this is their area of stimulation. And this is derived from the gratification that a child receives from suckling onto its mother's breast. So every time the child touches an object, they're trying to achieve that same gratification. So the id, there's an aspect of personality development that is called the id, which is the very first aspect to develop for a child. The id is the aspect of personality development that seeks for immediate gratification. At this point in a child's stages of development, other aspects of personality have not been developed yet. So it is the id that dominates the child's development, rather the child's personality, and the id seeks for instant gratification or immediate gratification of their need. So every time a child touches something, they seek to satisfy the area of stimulation. But despite other aspects of personality development not having developed at that time, there is still an infantile ego that is trying to develop at this stage, at the oral stage as well. And the infantile ego is what helps a child distinguish themselves from the external environment. That is why we are able to see that a child can tell when pain is inflicted onto their bodies, because they are able to understand that they are discrete from the external environment. And again, the infantile ego helps a child to understand that reacting or acting in a particular manner will demand a certain response or stimulus from the environment. So that is why we are able to see that a child will cry when pain is inflicted onto their bodies, or when a child needs something to be done. When a child is demanding for something to be done, it will cry not until that need is satisfied for it. And then at this stage of development, Sigmund Freud believed that winning is the most significant stage or experience for this child, and how the parent introduces the aspect of winning or the experience of winning to this child is very key in shaping a child's personality or adulthood character. So a parent is supposed to balance, it's supposed to strike a balance between leniency and strictness when introducing the weaning experience for this child. Because this is the very first experience of loss for this child. This is the very first experience of loss for this child. And it will introduce things like delayed gratification. It will introduce things like limitations to trust, or it will introduce independency for this child. So a parent has to be extremely careful on how they introduce this experience to this child, because it will shape different personalities. So if it is not properly done, that is where we see that kids are fixated at certain stages of development. That is where we see adults that are overly focused on placing objects onto their mouths. You see adults that are so interested in biting their pens or biting their nails, or adults that are very interested in kissing. Someone is kissing something all the time, or kissing children, or kissing their partners all the time. Adults that are overly interested in oral sex, or adults that are overly interested in oral sex. And then the other stage of personality development that I wanted to talk about, I'm running out of time, is the anal stage. In the anal stage of personality development, this spans from a period of about 8 months to 3 years, and this is where potty training is done. Parents also have to be very careful on how this is done, because this will either determine whether one grows up to be a very immature, or a very disorganized, a very messy adult, not concerned with general cleanliness or environmental order, among others. And then if a parent is too strict at the anal stage, will develop personalities like people that are overly concerned about environmental cleanness or environmental order, and this is what we tend to term as OCD. Thank you, Toastmaster. I would want to finally say that at these different stages of personality development, parents have to be extremely careful on how they introduce the different experiences for children, and how they train the children to ensure that we strike a balance between strictness and leniency at the different stages of personality development, to develop a balanced personality at the end of the day. Thank you, Toastmaster. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Irene. You've taken us through the personality development stages. John Maxwell said, "I have to know me to grow me." So let's all go on to that journey of self-discovery as we work on our personal development. Our third speaker this morning will be evaluated by Toastmaster Manoj, all the way from Bangalore, India. I had a conversation with him. Let me call it a chat with him. And this is what he said. When I asked him what he thinks locked him in his comfort zone, and he told me it was the fear of failure. He has managed to extricate himself from the fear of failure, and he moved on. So he started his business and got out of that comfort zone of just looking at his salary. He will be evaluating Catherine Nansubuga, who happens to be the Vice President Education for Kampala Sunrise. To Catherine, procrastination is that arrogant assumption that God will help me in future. Let's get out of that. Over to you, Toastmaster Manoj, to let us know what you expect from Catherine's speech this morning.
Madam Toastmaster, thank you for that wonderful introduction. Fellow Toastmasters, our esteemed guests, and of course, Catherine. the speaker is attempting, she is in the path of presentation mastery and attempting level 3, elective 2. The purpose of the speech is for the member to practice delivering social speeches in front of club members. Social speeches, now I would just brief you what it is. These are speeches, a toast, it could be an acceptance speech, or a speech to honor an individual, or a speech to honor an organization. Today she has chosen to speak on a speech to honor an individual. The speech is titled, Thank You for the Magic Path. Thank you for the magic path, Catherine Nansabuga.
Good morning, Toastmasters and guests. This morning I have the pleasure to announce, recognize, and honor our magic member for the month of August. As you all know, our theme at Toastmasters this year is magic. Mentor, appreciate, give, identify, and care. Club members, thank you all for the work you do at a personal and club level. Our honoree this month joined Kampala Sunrise Toastmasters in August 2019. She delivered her first speech on the 14th of December 2019. Last month, she extricated herself out of a deep slumber and delivered her second speech. On top of that, she went ahead and took on roles at each and every club meeting. She did all this despite her busy work schedule outside Toastmasters like the rest of us. This particular honoree is being recognized for her enthusiastic and consistent efforts in pursuit of her personal development goals through the Pathways program, as well as contributing to the growth of our club DCP goals. J.K. Rowling, a British philanthropist and the author of the Harry Potter fantasy series, said, "There is magic on the inside of all of us. All we have to do is dig much deeper and find it." Our particular honoree has demonstrated consistent efforts towards digging on the inside of her and removing all limitations in her way to achieve her personal development goals and contribute to our very own club goals. Ladies and gentlemen, at this moment, I request you to turn on your videos, get ready to clap, and help me recognize and honor the one and only Miss Irene Navasa. We are thanking Miss Irene Navasa for the magic. Thank you for the magic. If you can't make magic, be magic. Irene, you are our magic member for the month of August. Thank you for the magic. Over to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, thank you.
Wow, thank you so much, Catherine. I just want to take you through a simple exercise before I invite the fourth speaker. And you're going to repeat after me. Catherine just told us this statement, and we need to look loud and clear. There is magic inside all of us. I want you to repeat that. There is magic inside all of us. So what you have to do.
There is magic inside all of us.
Inside of all of us.
There's magic inside all of us.
So just go dig deep inside of you and you will find it. Thank you so much, Catherine. Another round of applause to Catherine. And Irene Navasa, who has just been recognized for the magic. Yes, we are magic. You either eat or not. Our fourth, sorry, our fourth speaker is Agnes Katusavi, who is on a treasure hunt. Catherine, Agnes Katusavi will be evaluated by Judith Nabankema. Judith Nabankema, take the floor and let us know what you expect from the treasure hunt by Agnes Katusavi. Over to you. Over to you, Judith.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. This morning, I'm going to be evaluating Agnes Katusavi. Agnes Katusavi is our tenacious Toastmaster at Kampala Sunrise. She's doing her level 3 on conflict resolution. I don't think anybody wants to miss her speech. Agnes, the purpose of your speech is to enhance your understanding and strategies on how to address conflicts. That's the purpose of your project. But the purpose of your speech is to share your experience on conflict resolution. Agnes, I expect you to deliver a well-organized speech. I'll also be looking out for clarity, audience engagement, and vocal variety. Members, joining hands and will come with me, Agnes Katusavi. Agnes Katusavi, the treasure hunt. Treasure hunt, Agnes Katusavi.
Thank you, Toastmasters and guests. I would like for us to play a little game. And for us to play this game, I request for as many as possible of us to let our videos be on. We'd like to see you. I'll give some instructions. I promise it's an easy game. These are the instructions. I make a statement. If you agree to it, just wave. If you don't agree to it, you clap once. I'll say that again. If you agree with the statement, just wave like this. If you don't, you clap once. So, the first statement is, if you have ever had a different opinion from anyone, if you have ever, then you clap your hand. You wave, sorry, you wave. If you have never, you clap. Okay, looks like all of us. If you have never conflicted with anyone in your life, you wave or clap. Okay, looks like many of, okay. Lastly, if you have ever been sick and tired of conflicts ending up a mess and destroying your relationships, or clap. Okay, looks like many, like you, Toastmasters and guests, I am sick and tired of conflicts ending up in destroying my relationships. Mind you, these are hard and relationships that have taken over a long period of time to build. If a movie was made out of the way I have resolved conflicts in the past, I'm sure it would be a comic one. So for the benefit of all of us and to be on the same page, when I talk about conflict, I'm referring to that situation where you have a different opinion, you disagree with someone, there's a clash, or there's even a conflict inside of you. Like the one I have been having the past couple of days and thinking, should I give this speech or find some excuse to get out of this? Ladies and gentlemen, in any conflict situation, you want a win-win situation. You can decide right now what that was for me as I was struggling within me. In this speech, we're going to look at those conflict resolution, especially situations, especially in relationships with one other person or a group of people. I'm sure you've seen this, you've experienced or heard of these responses in terms of how people resolve or respond to conflict. There is silent treatment. As someone has been hurt by a friend or a group of people who they used to chat with, have a good time with, and all of a sudden they are quiet, they don't want to speak to this person or the people around them. You ask them, how are you? Fine. Are you mad at me? Silence. Do you want to go for lunch? No. Silent treatment. And then there are those who want to avoid the conflict at whatever cost. They will be hurting inside, but they will not want to say anything about it. I'm sure you've heard of those or been the one. Then we have the aggressive type. They will smash everything in the house when they are hungry, throw cups around the house. And then your favorite flower vase is also gone because they are angry. Any married people here? Have you had situations like that? Me, I have just heard about them. I haven't yet experienced those ones. But so you can imagine the relief when I was going through my Toastmasters journey and then came across this as one of the projects in my path. I was like, I am not missing out on this opportunity. Like a 10-year-old, I went on a search looking for answers. I moved from continent to continent, looking like a person looking for a treasure. I listened and watched videos. I went through the Toastmasters content more than once. I even read a 248-page book on difficult conversations, trying to look for answers. And it was written by 3 authors, one of whom is Douglas Stone. Toastmasters and guests, as you might imagine on this hunt, I found a lot of treasures. I can't share with you all of them. Some of them are attitude. The attitude with which you go into conflict resolution is important. There is humility, there is actively listening, and so many others. As I searched, it quickly dawned on me that the real treasure is not in knowing. That is just part of it. The real treasure is in practicing this. Mind you, conflict resolution is not as easy as ABCD. But it takes time. It's practice. You keep trying out, you fail, and try again. That if you know what you need to do, you know that behaviors and attitudes do not come easy. It gets hard before it comes easy. So Toastmasters and guests, the next time you are resolving conflict, please know that there are answers. And these answers, I am still on a journey, still looking for more, even if I have made some steps. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Agnes Katusavi, for that eye-opener. We are all on that treasure hunt. So thank you for taking us through, and we all need to go on that journey of trying to find out why we conflict with others and why we can't resolve conflict. And as we unveil our potential, I just want you to know one thing: gratitude. You need to ask yourself, what am I grateful for? This question makes you realize your life is not just a mess. You can still do something about it. We need to take a 2-minute break before I can invite our next role taker. It's a project on its own through the table topics, but I would like us to have just 2 minutes. Take a glass of water, stand up, stretch a little bit, and it's okay for you to scream and say, I am getting better. Timer, let us know when the 2 minutes are up. As you remember who our speakers were, we will have to vote for the best speaker or the better speaker, because they were all good, but we have a better speaker, and we will do this after the table topics session. Remember to smile. That was the rule that is governing us this morning. Timer, please, you tip us off.
The 2 minutes are done. We can resume with the meeting.
Okay. Welcome back from the break. If you're watching TV, they usually say, let's have a commercial break. But this time was our own break. Glass of water or a cup of tea. And now, we'd like to open the second session of this meeting, and that's our table topics session. At this moment, I would like to invite Alex Agaba, the evaluator for Juliet Oyela, our table topics master. Alex, what do you expect from this table topics session? Over to you, Alex.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Patricia. What a wonderful meeting. Our next speaker is the tenacious Juliet Oyela, as she pursues her pathway, level 2. In her next project, Oyela is going to demonstrate her ability to listen to what other people are saying, listening and demonstrating. To pursue her next project, Juliet Oyela. Juliet Oyela, over to you, table topics master.
Thank you very much, Alex. And I am enthused to be taking us through the table topics this morning. Table topics is one of the challenging but also exciting sessions of a Toastmasters meeting. And it's exactly to help us practice thinking on our feet and being able to practice impromptu speaking. I can imagine most of us can relate at how it is difficult to put thoughts together when you are picked on at random to say something. But it shouldn't be scary. And at the end of it all, we are able to extricate ourselves from the fear of public speaking. I'm going to carry this on in a random manner. I will pick on people at random from the list of participants. When I pick on you, please don't go silent. The topics are very simple, so I hope you will play along with me on this one. To start us off, I will ask a Toastmaster to be able to take the first topic. And the first person I'm going to invite is Nancy Appeal. Nancy, please unmute and confirm you can hear me. Hello? Toastmaster, am I being heard?
Yes, you are, but we have a
Really,
volunteer.
we can hear you.
We have
Okay.
DTM Mar ready to take on.
All right, then DPM Kumar. The first topic is if you could be anything, what would it be? If you could be anything, what would it be? DPM Kumar.
Hello, Toastmasters, wonderful topic master, and a wonderful distinguished Toastmasters and guest. If I could be anything, what it could be? Very good question at the right time. I want to be invisible vaccine at this difficult moment to extricate people suffering. Are you not suffering being at home? To extricate oneself away from atrocities. It's not just about the COVID vaccine I'm talking about. It's the vaccine to infuse our minds with the intellectuality, to develop oneself, to have that zest, that zeal, reaching to the new horizons, up and above, the goal to the zenith. How many of us think, I want to hear? Please, can you wave? Can you wave? How many want to hear? Use the word, I want to hear, rather, I need to hear. When you say, I need to hear, that enthusiasm will be lost. That desire should outpour you, isn't it? So to conclude, don't you give up for anything because we don't know how close you are to the victor's crown. So my vaccine for you is honesty is everlasting, dishonesty is temporary and detrimental to your person's character and reputation. Be honest. Respect. With respect, you earn the values of the Toastmaster. Integrity. With respect, you can do a servant leadership. With respect, excellence is nothing. Back to topic master.
Thank you, Kumar. That was wonderful. If you could be anything, you would want to be a vaccine. Very interesting.
Invisible vaccine. Thank you.
Given us highlights of what vaccines. Thank you. On to our next speaker. And just a reminder, the table topics, speakers, you have 1 to 2 minutes. Yeah. And I also want to encourage us to use the word of the day, extricate. The second topic, I'm going to ask a guest, Darius Nkwasibwe. Darius Nkwasibwe, could you unmute and take on the next topic?
Thank you. I'm unmuted.
Thank you very much, Darius, for jumping onto this opportunity. The next topic is, how are you using or could be using your hobby to make money? How are you using or could be using your hobby to make money? Over to you, Darius.
Great. What an opportunity that has been offered to me. When I was growing up, one of the things that I used to admire most is helping people become better. Well, this came in different ways. I remember when in school, I would help people with discussions, and then they pass exams. I'd be very excited and I would be happy. And I made a lot of friends out of that. Then I moved on later in life and I learned different skills. One of the things that I've learned is personal finance. And I've taken it on as a hobby. But 2 years into personal finance as a hobby, I realized that many people were struggling with their personal finances. So I started trainings and also writing articles that I share with different people. Now the articles, which is also a hobby of mine, writing, help attract people to myself and the trainings that I offer. And that has helped me to earn money through the trainings. These people have sometimes referred me to their organizations, which organizations have also offered me opportunities to train their staff. So from my hobby of helping people to become better versions of themselves, and from my hobby of writing, I've been able to make a living aside from my daily job from teaching personal finance. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much, Darius. That was amazing. It's incredible how some of the things we think we like but are just for fun end up becoming money-making machines for us. And Darius, thank you for sharing that experience of turning your love for personal finance into a hobby, which is now helping you train and write articles to bring people on board with personal finance solutions. Thank you very much. Our next speaker, who I am going to call up, is, this name is difficult, Udinor MK. Somebody registered as Udinor MK.
Yes, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Thank you.
I hope I'm listening right.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yeah. Okay. I'll try to attend.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
The topic is all or nothing, knowing when to quit. All or nothing, knowing when to quit. Over to you.
Greetings to everyone. All or nothing, you have to know when to quit. So mostly in our life, we have situations whether we are fully successful or sometimes we'll have to fail utterly. Either be the thing, we'll have to face life boldly. This is what I understand from this quote that has been given by the tabletop master. Now, during times of COVID, we had to extricate ourselves to a new set of norms that was thrust upon us. Meanwhile, we also had to experience new dimensions in our life where we could get to know new opportunities. Many of us lost their opportunities, their jobs, their businesses, but many of us could look for alternate opportunities and excel themselves in their day-to-day life. Therefore, whether it's nothing or whether it's something, the slogan should be that we have to enjoy our life. Whatever the situation, face it boldly and go ahead. Thank you, Toastmasters, for this opportunity. Thank you very much. Back to table topic.
Thank you, Odimore. Thank you very much for that speech. And you are appealing to us that whether there is nothing or there's something, ultimately we must enjoy ourselves. So with the pandemic or no pandemic, we need to be able to find new opportunities and take advantage of them and be able to excel at them as well. Thank you. Our last speaker is going to be Josephine Matovu. Josephine?
Yes, Juliet, I can hear you.
Yes, Josephine. Procrastination is the thief of time. Procrastination is the thief of time. Tell us something.
Procrastination is the thief of time. Oh my God, day in, day out, we think of procrastination. Who born this animal called procrastination? I will do it tomorrow. I will do it the other day. I will do it when I get money. I will do it when I get the opportunity. Procrastination, who born you? Why do we have to procrastinate? It just takes an animal called attitude to say, procrastination, I say bye-bye to you. I have nothing to do with you. I do not want to relate with you. I do not know who born you. But as for me, procrastination, bye-bye to you. Let's all think of the times that we have thought of procrastinating at our places of work, in our families, amongst our friends, and say no to procrastination. Let it be something of yesterday. Let's move forward and say, today I say no to procrastination. Today I extricate procrastination from the me. Over to you, Toastmaster. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Josephine. Wow, procrastination, who born you? Indeed, she has left us with a lesson that it takes an animal called attitude to get rid of procrastination. So let us all make up our minds today not to procrastinate about tasks that need to be done today. At my workplace, we have a slogan called today, not tomorrow. And that is a slogan I have adopted for my life as well. We are done with the table topics, and I hand back the mic to Toastmaster of the day. Thank you very much.
Let's all clap for our table topics master, Juliet Oyela. I am adopting your slogan right away. Today, not tomorrow. And I call each one of you to take on, if not now, when? I'd like to thank all the speakers this morning. And now it's time for us to vote for the better speakers. Our Sergeant at Arms will display the polls and we will
in this position?
vote for the speaker and we'll vote for the better table topic speaker. Just to remind you, for our prepared speakers, we had Faith Amaro, the gift that keeps the gift that keeps on giving. we had Irene Navasa, who we become. We also had Catherine Nsubuga. Thank you for the magic. Our fourth prepared speaker was Agnes Katusavi with the treasure hunt. And for the table topics, we had DTM Ram Kumar from Elite Debaters Kuwait. We had Darius, Udimor, MK, and Josephine Matovu. Let's use a minute or less to vote. And this is for only Toastmasters. For the guests, you will vote next time you become members. Thank you. Sergeant at Arms, we're waiting for the polls. Yes, here we have the polls.
Patricia, I have projected for the table topics.
All right.
First of all, for the table topics, yeah.
I guess we are done. Timer, are we okay? Are we good to go to our third session?
I have a question here in the table topic ballots. How do they know which number and who spoke for the latest people who joined late?
We would request that those who missed out on the table topics do not vote. But our first speaker was DTM Ram Kumar. The second was Darius. The third was Udimo, MK, and Josephine Matovu.
That's great. Thank you.
And now that we are done with voting, it's time for us to get to the feedback session. But before I invite our General Evaluator, I would like you to write just 2 questions for your reflection. The first question, as you unveil or uncover or unfold your potential that's hidden within you, the first question that you should ask yourself is, why am I doing what I'm doing? Knowing your clear why gives you purpose and it motivates you. So you should know why you do what you do and what you need to do to make it even better. The second question is my social circle influencing my life positively? Is it influencing my life positively? Because you are an average of the 5 people you spend most of your time with. And these are people who influence your mindset, your behavior, and your habits. So are they pushing you forward or keeping you lagging behind? That's food for thought, and they are reality questions. And now, take the honor to invite our General Evaluator, all the way from Nakuru. And this is our District Director for District 114. And this is none other than Toastmaster Gladys, who is going to take us to the third and last session of this meeting. Over to you, Gladys. Let's all welcome Gladys.
Thank you, Toastmaster Patricia. A delight to extricate my mind from thinking that Kampala Sunrise is a young club. It is not, you are of age. We are here to evaluate and motivate. We say feedback is the breakfast of champions. I think we thrive on feedback for breakfast, lunch, and supper. But the most important thing is that as you receive the feedback, how can you apply it to make yourself better? And as our evaluators give feedback to the speakers or to the role takers, take some of the feedback for yourself as well and see how you can apply it. So the general evaluation section is in 3 parts. First, the evaluations of the speakers, then the role takers' feedback, and finally, the opinion of the general evaluator for listening to this project. Let's get on to our speech evaluators who have keenly listened based on the project objectives and will go straight away to give us their reports in 2 to 3 minutes. We start with President of Timothy. Please remind me. As President of Muyenga, yes, Timothy Kavuma, give us your evaluation of Faith Amaro.
Thank you very much, Madam General Evaluator. Faith, well done upon delivering that speech. I will not trouble the audience by asking you to put up your hands in case you enjoyed that speech. I already cast a silent vote on behalf of everyone that we enjoyed that speech. What a way of reminding us how we can extricate the gold from the trash that's within us in terms of giving back. Well done. I realized that you outperformed the normal as you were delivering this speech, and I noted down some of the areas where you excelled as you were delivering this speech. And
Timothy, are you with us?
We could just move on to the second evaluator as we wait for Timothy to regain his network.
Thank you, TMOD. We move on to Irene Nasamba's evaluation. Okay, Timothy, are you back?
yes, I'm back.
Okay.
I'll proceed with the things that I loved from your speech, Faith. Yes. You started with statements like, he gave me, he taught me, he gave me my first contract. That abstraction captivated the audience to listen to the person that you are yet to introduce, who later turned out to be Mr. Edward, aka Muzee. I loved your body language. You used your hands very well and they added to your speech. There's a time where you were describing the levels that Muzee's determination took him through his life. That was very commendable. And you excelled at clarity. You used very good language. You had statements that added value to your speech, that painted the picture that you wanted to show us this morning. You had statements like, I was under his belt. That statement showed us how you submitted to Muzee's mentorship. I liked your audience awareness, and I enjoyed how you took us through this story from what Muzee did, where he started from, and the lessons that you learned from that experience and how you're giving back. That's exactly what Toastmasters require us when it comes to giving back, mentorship. Time, how much time did Faith use? As we get the timers report, I realized that there are a few areas that I noted that you could have aced this speech even better. You had a point where you asked a question, and I would recommend that whenever you have questions, pause so that the audience can internalize the response. You had a question like, do you know how high or wide determination will take you. And you just took us through like a marathon. You didn't give the audience time to internalize that question. It was a very nice question that added value to your speech, but we didn't have time to think about the response that you would have given. You will need to think about adding pauses into your speech. I felt like the speech was more of a marathon. You took us through the introduction, the lessons that you learned and the take back. And the conclusion was one of those areas where you had an opportunity to use a pause and pace down as you were concluding the speech. After all, I really enjoyed your speech. Very great take home during this time, and you implored the Toastmasters to mentor and give back to the audience. I would like to say that you achieved the objective of sharing the experience where you were a protege. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Timothy. We move on to our second speech evaluator, who is evaluating Irene Navasa, and that is Juliet. Juliet, you have 2 to 3 minutes.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. Irene, well done. I really enjoyed your speech. You delivered it with such energy and oomph. And I believe that the other Toastmasters and guests really enjoyed it as well, because I saw the comments that came through the chat. Irene, you took us on a journey which was very informative, and you made us understand how our children's personality development is achieved. You also showed us the impact of parenting on this personality journey. And as part of that, you also used interesting terminology, such as how the infantile ego is developed. Well done on that, Irene. I felt that you were comfortable with the audience. You were very energetic as you delivered your speech. You maintained eye contact, even though you were dealing with a virtual audience. And we could clearly see that you are aware about your audience. Well done on that, Irene. Timer, could you confirm how much time Irene used?
Irene used 8 minutes, 47 seconds.
All right. Thank you, Josephine. Irene, your speech was structured to take 5 to 7 minutes. So beyond 8 minutes was really overboard. But I would request that next time you may want to consider rehearsing a little more before your speech and timing yourself as you rehearse, so that you ensure that you fit within the 5 to 7 minutes that are given for the speech. And then you may want to also consider using pauses as you give your speech. I noticed that even when you posed an interesting question, like why do we behave the way we do, you did not give an audience a chance to respond. So you may want to consider pausing at such instances and letting the audience take that in and give feedback. And then as part of that, you may also want to consider being a bit stationary and not moving throughout the speech, because I noticed that you kept swinging your hands, and swinging sometimes tends to distract your audience as you speak. But other than that, well done, Irene. You delivered a very good speech, and I look forward to seeing you at the next speech. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that feedback, Juliet. Moving on to our third evaluator. Catherine's evaluator was Manoj. Manoj, please welcome to give us the evaluation in 2 to 3 minutes.
Madam General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters, distinguished guests, and Catherine in particular. Catherine, I want to congratulate you on 2 fronts initially. The first is for completing the project, level 3, elective 2 successfully. The second, I guess you stepped in at a short notice for the speech. I have not seen you as a list of speakers earlier, and congratulations for that. That is a VP education. Really, you're doing a great job. I will do this evaluation in 3 stages. The first is what you excelled at. The second you may want to work on. And the third, to challenge yourself, any points. You excel at the choice of the social speech, honoring and recognizing an individual, that too, a fellow Toastmaster. You were very comfortable and extricated any nervousness. You stood up and spoke. I liked your confidence, very pleasant smile, facial expressions with the right emotions. You came across as a caring and compassionate human to all of us. You did a great job, and you had the key message that was perfectly weaved with the rest of the speech. Also with the theme of the meeting, Unveil the Hidden Potential. What I liked the most, you remembered, you mentioned when she joined your club, when she did her first speech, that is 14 December 2019, and the second speech in August 2020. Very motivating for a member and speaker who came back almost after 7 months in good enthusiasm. I like the word you used. Besides the busy schedule, of course, the magical member of the month you mentioned, enthusiastic and persistent efforts. And particularly, what I like the most is how she contributed to the growth of your club in terms of DCP points. And you also quoted that there is magic inside all of us. J.K. Rowling's famous quote. It's a great message for all of us. It's a great honor for the individual whom you really, I like the way, again, how you asked all of us to unmute the video at the right time and, kept the suspense to it till then and revealed who is the magic member of August. And you concluded with a wonderful message. If you can't do magic, be magic. A wonderful takeaway for all of us, many key points. This is a speech. It's an advanced speech. It used to be an advanced speech in the previous traditional, path. That's all about positives. There are many positives and a few areas for improvement. One is the position of the camera. I think this is a challenge for all of us in the online meeting. So I think other speakers also had the same problem. It could have been better. It was okay, but it could have been better. The second point I just want to say is the body language. Only the left hand movement was there for you. If you had used both, it would have been a little more, it would have been a better delivery. The third one is, it's subtle, the voice modulation, which could have been a little more better, particularly when you introduce the speaker. And to challenge you, these two, body language, voice modulation, but a humor would have gone a great way. That is one point to challenge you. Overall, a great speech, very important for all of us in the meeting. All the best for the next speeches. Thank you very much.
Manoj, we appreciate your feedback. To Catherine, please take our regards.
Sorry to make it a little longer. Sorry.
No problem. Take it to our regards to your home club and to District 92. Thank you so much. Our fourth evaluator for this session for the speaker was Judith, who was evaluating Agnes. Judith, please give us Agnes' evaluation in 2 to 3 minutes. Judith?
Thank you. Speech entitled, yes, please. I hear me.
Judith, maybe you can switch off your video so that your audio can be more clear. And we appreciate that your video has been on. Thank you. Proceed.
Okay. Is that better?
Yes, proceed, Judith.
Are you able to hear me now? Agnes delivered her speech.
Yes,
took
we
me
are.
on a journey. Personally, she took me on a journey, like on the beach. For a moment, I imagined myself on the beach and doing a treasure hunt game. But lo and behold, it was not that kind of a treasure hunt. But this time around, it was a treasure hunt for resolving conflicts. Agnes started off with audience engagement, where she asked us questions. Whether I have ever faced conflicts, she asked married people, do you have any idea concerning conflicts? For a moment, she paused to make us understand and internalize the question and then respond. Audience engagement helps members to follow through and be part of the speech. She also had a well-organized speech and could not actually avail us everything that she had researched in 5 to 7 minutes. The purpose of her project was to understand and strategize on how to address conflicts. All in all, Agnes succeeded with her project and can take on another project. She had a loud voice and continued smile, which made me think and understand that she was comfortable also on the stage, and audience was equally comfortable and enjoying her delivery. She had a well-structured speech, well-crafted, that extricated us out of wrong conflict resolution measures. Agnes, you use your hands very, very well. You had clarity, and your use of English language was awesome. Agnes gave us a conclusion by encouraging us to continue in search of better ways to resolve conflicts. Areas of recommendation. Agnes, there are some areas in your delivery where volume variation could have been used to a greater effect. For example, when you mentioned the conflict resolution measures, you would have paused a little bit, slowed down, and give us time to analyze the measure, and then the technique would be well internalized. It is possible to train your voice to improve its quality. When you lower your volume, make sure that your jaw and throat muscles are relaxed, and then project your voice or your sound as if you're speaking from the lips. That will help the audience to internalize and understand what you're talking about. Timer. How much time did Agnes use?
Agnes used 7 minutes, 18 seconds.
Okay, she used her time very well. Otherwise, Agnes, thank you so much for your delivery. It was awesome. Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Judith. You can switch on your video so that we can see your encouraging smile to Agnes. I felt that it should have improved just to hear your voice more clear. And yes, thank you, Judith, for accepting to give us that encouraging recommendation. Before I call on Alex, who was evaluating Juliet, I would like to recommend to our speech evaluators, you have only had 2 to 3 minutes to give your evaluation to the speaker. I encourage you to submit the written evaluation, which also rates the performance of the various aspects of Toastmasters speeches that has been written at the back of the form. Thirdly, if you feel there's something extra you'd like to engage them with, do reach out to them on their cell phones or on a virtual platform so that you can help them be better in their next platform. A big hand clap for our speech evaluators. We do appreciate you. On to our fifth evaluator, evaluating the table topic speaker for active listening. Alex, do give us Juliet's feedback.
Thank you. It's an honor to evaluate Juliet Oyela today as she demonstrated her active listening skills. Toastmasters and guests, you agree with me that Juliet was listening to the speakers. I loved her choice of topics. Her topics were simple, they were engaging, and everyone jumped onto them without even asking for a pardon. Well done, Juliet. Loved your topics. I liked your responses after the speakers had spoken. Clearly, you were engaged with their speeches. You also shared part of your, for example, when Josephine shared her speech about making up her minds and stopping procrastination, I liked how you added to her speech by sharing a policy at your workspace. Clearly, Oyela, you had a good time with the topic. You are clear. No one asked for a pardon, like I said. Your variety is improving, Juliet. It can only go better the more you stand on the Toastmasters stage. You're comfortable, Juliet. You didn't have any glitches. Well done. And of course, your active listening skills were well demonstrated. What can you improve on this fabulous demonstration, Juliet? The more you speak, Juliet, we want to see you engaging more, engaging with a crowd, engaging with a device. Now we are online. Being online adds another challenge to our speech preparation. How do you engage with the online devices? How is your background? Is your background clear? I don't think it was so clear. It could, if your background is not clear, it takes away something from your delivery. Ever since I watched the contests,
Alex, you have muted yourself.
sorry about that. Yeah, I was sharing that since I watched the international speech contest, I noticed the winner, Mike Carr, used the entire screen of his device. He begins his speech from one corner and moves to the other corner. So that can be engaging because you're demonstrating the use of the stage. So Juliet, maybe you could adopt such techniques as we are still online for a bit. Otherwise, well done. I love to see you back on the Toastmaster stage, and you can now move on to your next project. Thank you.
We appreciate you, Alex, for that feedback to Juliet. Each of us in this meeting must have taken some lessons from this feedback that has been given to the speakers. I believe by that feedback, we have created a supportive learning environment to our speakers and to ourselves, and our members have been empowered. Let's move on to the leadership skills. People who served as the leaders in this club by taking roles that served the current speakers. We begin with the R counter for the day. Moses, do confirm that you had both R counter and grammarian role. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Wow, that's like a superhuman being. Thank you, Moses. You do have 2 to 3 minutes to give us your feedback for R counter and grammarian.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator, and thank you so much, all the speakers of the day. I must say I have enjoyed the entire session and great to hear from the team. I first of all appreciate all the people who have used the word of the day and have used it correctly throughout the session. I have noted except to the exception of around only 4 people, the rest have all used the word of the day correctly and applied it in different scenarios, which means that you can even apply it beyond this particular day. And even encourage those who have not used it today, please to apply it again. I'd like to appreciate the table topic leader who kept reminding the people coming at the table topics to apply the word of the day in their speeches, especially when you have guests. So at times it's good to keep reminding the people, especially as per join at the different intervals. The second thing that I noted was the use of stories and quotes that derive more meaning and bring relevance to the entire speech that somebody is giving. A number of people use different quotes, different stories, and those derive more meaning to the story and also give relevance to what you're sharing with the team. There are some words that catch imagination, which I picked that were very key for me. I noticed one of the speakers saying, moving from one continent to another looking for a treasure. You begin having like an imagination in your mind in terms of where is the person moving to and going from one direction to another. I heard another speaker used a word like pause and reflect for a moment, and makes the audience to pause a bit and do some self-evaluation. I do believe those small, simple pauses and statements derive more meaning and more engagement as people are able to share. So I was really happy with the use of the English language throughout, and I believe it is it's something we can keep on as much more. I noticed one or two scenarios where one of the speakers repeated a statement, I think twice, or if not the third time again. At times in speeches, I'd be careful when you repeat something on the third time, then people sometimes can tend to pause up a bit from you. So it's key that as you present, be mindful of repeating statements. I think that's something that we believe we can all improve on. The last thing I would like to share about this language is storytelling. I noticed that a number of our speakers use storytelling, and the way each of them brought it was different, and that is able to have the audience remain anxious and waiting towards being able to hear for what's coming next in each and every scenario. In using the or pause fillers, I noticed one speaker who used and around 5 to 6 times. I'll share the feedback with the individual, but I do believe that the rest of the people were so mindful and we didn't have as many as possible. I noticed even amongst the guests of the day in the topics, they all performed very well. So I must appreciate everybody and for the good work done, and thank you and keep it up. And we've had a good session. I appreciate once again.
Well done, Moses. I will call you Magic Moses because I have no idea anyone else who can take those two roles in the same meeting. Madam TMOD, I believe my time has exceeded for G. I really require 5 minutes to give my report. Is that allowed?
Can proceed, District
Director. Thank you, Madam TMOD. Across District 114, we have more than 70% of the clubs are less than 3 years old. And those are the clubs that I feel need a lot of help. I thought Kampala Sunrise was one of them. It is not, it is not. I now move you to the clubs that are more than 4 years old in terms of maturity as I give this report. There are 6 aspects that the General Evaluator is supposed to look at. We rate it as either poorly done, which is 1, 2, which is tried but not quite, 3, which is good, 4, which is excellent, and 5, which is exemplary. So you have good in 3 aspects. Delivery is good. Organization is good, observation is good, and performance is good. You have excellent in 2 aspects, preparation and enthusiasm. That means we have a lot of room for getting to the exemplary level. And these are the aspects that I think would get us to the exemplary level. As we continue to go for online meetings, I suggest that we look at the use of technology for presentations, for speaking area, and for the audience screen positioning. Most of us had our videos off, maybe because of your network, but our speakers in an audience of 40 were only able to see 4, 5, 6, at most 8 videos. Let's have them on. Areas of technology, testing and viewing the timer could have been a challenge to one speaker, and therefore let's test that timer view at one point. Another area for exemplary, I've seen on the chat engagement and people trying to send their emails and telephone numbers which can be lost. It would be encouraging to put a Google form link where members and guests can feel where they're coming from, their experiences, and you can keep that as a history. Area of improvement for speaker preparation and support. Introduction of the speaker should be basically the speech objectives, the title of the speech, and what the speaker is expected. Any accolades of the speaker, or they are a better speaker, you've seen them do this, please do that at the end, because you put pressure on the speaker. You know you have been good. You know, creating that pressure makes them even more nervous than they are. You can put the accolades after when you're giving the introduction. There are key things that mentorship will help. Time, transition, and eye contact, or those things that are basic in speaking, can be eliminated at mentoring level before the speaker comes on board. Now, on to my feedback as areas of improvement. As a club that is celebrating 1 year old, and you had 6 goals. When I look at your dashboard, you had 11 people finish level 1. That was June. There is no new goal recorded on your dashboard since 1st of July. That is a worry for me. Therefore, there should be 11 people who have finished level 2 and many more who have finished level 3 and 4. I want to be careful that the 20 people who are members of Kampala Sunrise don't have all their home clubs in Bukoto or Ntinda or other places, so that the accolades of the club actually go elsewhere. Let's encourage that. And finally, this is the home club of the District 114 Club Growth Director. You are on the map of the world of having one of your own as a district leader. We care that this club remains in good standing. We care that this club remains the star of East Africa. And we do care that we come here to encourage each one of you, that if one of your own is at the star, you are on the star. Every time the TMOD said that we are sitting on gold, I did not know that it was going to be true. Kampala Sunrise, you are sitting on gold. The wealth of information and knowledge that the Club Growth Director brings back to the home club is shining right through where you are. And I'm taking my message that you are making magic. I appreciate the opportunity to serve as your General Evaluator. Back to you, TMOD.
Let's all give a round of applause to our General Evaluator. Toastmaster Gladys and the district director, that was you truly care, and that's our timer. And before our timer to give us her report. Oh, someone says my network is poor.
Do we still have Patricia here? Seems we have lost her.
Yes, Anne, I think you can take it over as we wait for her to join.
Okay.
No, I'm back. I'm back, sorry. Yes, I do request the timer to give us her report.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. For this, the time, the meeting started at 8 a.m. and we are now about 5 minutes past 10. So we are doing well in time management. The first speaker, who was Faith Amar, used 6 minutes, 31 seconds. Irene Navasa used 8 minutes, 47 seconds. Catherine Nasubuga
I think we've lost our timer.
Please go on, Patricia. We can get a report on the group.
Okay. Sorry about that, our timer, but I know you've done a tremendous job this morning. We've managed time. I would like to thank each and every one of you for all the participants, the guests from across Africa and beyond, and my fellow Toastmasters. As I prepare to hand over the mantle to the President this morning, I just want us to remind ourselves that we have the magic within us. It's time to embrace the better you, the person you can become. So if someone comes to you with limitations, just ask them, why not? If someone says you cannot do something, ask them, why not? You also need to ask yourself, if you don't believe in you, if you don't believe in me, if you don't believe in you, should always ask yourself, why not? The time is now to dig out the gold. Over to you, President Anne Awori. It's been great spending my morning at Kampala Sunrise.
Thank you so much, Patricia, our Toastmaster this morning. I have immensely enjoyed this meeting, very well curated, and right now I'm fired up to even unveil more of my hidden potential. Thank you so much. We have enjoyed this breakfast. It has been really, really fulfilling. It has been quite timely, I must say, and positive, because I'm sure that for the last 6 months, many of us have discovered our hidden potentials. The theme for today has just reminded me that we must always observe change and as an opportunity and not as a burden. How great to uncover our hidden potential. Thank you, Patricia. And to all our speakers, thank you for the rich breakfast menu you provided us this morning. Quite enlightening speeches and interesting table topic from Juliet. Thank you. I would also like to recognize some of the best speakers this morning. It's a thing we do in Toastmasters to appreciate, and we do appreciate all the participants. Our Patricia, I think we missed out to do the poll for Better Evaluator. Did we do that? I don't have it. Brenda, do we have that?
No, we don't. Can we have a minute to launch?
Okay, if we can do that. Is someone launching? Okay.
Thank you, President. Done. We are done.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for taking part in the voting. And right now, I would like to recognize our beta speaker for the day this morning. Drum rolls, please. Our beta speaker this morning is Faith Amaro. Faith Amaro, well done. Great speech.
Thank you.
And how he mentored you. Thank you. Our beta evaluator this morning is all the way from India, and that is Manoj. Thank you, Manoj.
Thank you so much.
And our beta table topics participant was Rama Kuma. Rama Kuma, well done. Rama, are you still with us?
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. God bless you all.
Great. Bless you too. And now, Alex, you can share our slide. I don't see it, but I would like to recognize our magic member of the month, Irene Navasa. Irene Navasa is the magic member of the Nambasa is the magic member of the month because she has been very active in delivering speeches and dedicated in taking up roles in our club and also many other different clubs. And as Catherine told us in her speech earlier, she made a big comeback. So Irene Nambasa, well done.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Irene. And I do have some more remarks to make about membership. If we have any new members attending today and you'd like to join, please feel free to join Toastmasters. It's the right decision you can make. And you can reach out to our treasurer, Agnes. She will give you more information. To join, you pay 250. And also to our members who have not yet renewed, this is the best time to renew your membership because next month we are preparing for contest. So don't miss out to take part in our contest next month. We shall have evaluation and tall tale contest, and then international speeches and table topics in preparation for the area contest, the district contest, and the international contest. So please do not miss. Agnes, would you like to add anything on membership? I mean on joining, or we are good?
I think we are good. In case you do need to join, kindly contact us if you have questions, but to also appreciate every member that have submitted their renewals or done their payments. We appreciate that very much. And we still, I know there are also others who are still sending in theirs. We are looking forward to all making magic together. Thank you, Madam President.
Wonderful. Thank you, Agnes, for that. And just to remind us, for those who would like to participate in this contest, there is a training that started at 9 this morning for those who missed yesterday's training in preparation for the contest. I would advise that you run and join this meeting because it will end at about 11. So please join that training. It was quite enlightening yesterday. You learn a lot on what is expected of you as a contestant, as a role taker, as a judge, and everyone who participates in the contest. So please make sure you find some time and join this training. And we do have induction for new members on the 26th, and a retreat, an adventure retreat, the weekend of 28th and 29th. And I would like to request Faith to say more about this. Faith, over to you.
Thank you, Madam President. Next weekend, we have a new members induction. All the new members, the information is on the membership group. Please make time to attend it. It will begin at 8 o'clock. We will have great presenters and we will have the meeting in order to understand your why for joining Toastmasters and how we can support you in making sure this journey is worth it. And then we will have a year-end retreat, 28th and 29th November, to a resort out of town. And for that, the flyer has also been shared on the membership group, and I'll share it again. It will be a great opportunity for us to get away, reflect on the year, plan for the next one. So I encourage for us to come on board, come with your friends, come with your family. We only have a maximum capacity of 30. In line with the SOPs, you're encouraged to confirm your availability on a first come, first served basis. Thank you, President. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Faith. Once again, thank you everyone who has attended from wherever you joined us from. We are so happy to have you here this morning. Thanks for joining us. Before we close this meeting, I do believe our district director, Gladys, has some remarks, maybe on some of the things we've talked about, the contest and all. If you would like to take up the floor, Gladys, over to you.
President Anne, I believe I said all during my GE role. Mine is just encourage that you keep doing what you're doing and you're doing it right.
Thank you so much. It has been a pleasure to host you, our Didi. We have gained a lot from you, especially from the evaluation. The way you guided us has been awesome, and we shall take all that and implement. The next time you visit us, you will find a much better and grown club in terms of quality of speeches and the way we organize our meeting. So thank you so much for that. I also saw our very own Dr. Sunshine. Thank you so much, Dr. Nabivio, for joining us. And I would like to now open this session to our visitors, all the Toastmasters from other clubs, Rotarians, visitors who are yet to become Toastmasters. If you do have any feedback to give us, this is the time. And I declare this meeting adjourned. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful weekend. God bless you all.
Thank you.
It has been a great meeting. Do we have any guests who want to tell us more where they're coming from and when they are joining Toastmasters? This is the time.
Yes. Can I speak?
Yes, Angela.
Hi, I'm actually zooming in from London, but I'm a dual member with 2 clubs in Oregon. I'm working on 3 different levels and 3 different pathways, 3 different levels. I've been a Toastmaster since last year. Once I came to England about 13 months ago. I actually grew up in Africa, which is, when I was invited, I was like, yeah, when is it? I grew up in Zimbabwe. So of course, for me to listen to it's like going home. I've absolutely loved it, and I think you're a real powerhouse of speakers. You're a powerhouse of evaluators. I was just blown away with all the power and enthusiasm and the quotes that came out of your club. And I just want to encourage you to just keep going with that powerhouse and keep going encouraging each other, because I'm absolutely blown away. Apart from my own 2 clubs, I think you are probably the strongest club I have ever Zoomed. I've Zoomed in England. I kind of pulled out of those clubs. And there was another club I Zoomed, but you just have this power, this energy that I don't even know where it comes from. You're just so powerful. You have so much to say. I have actually sent my own little comments to all of your speakers individually because they're genuine and they come from my heart. And I just want to say thank you. Our club president actually sent out an email, Sherry Speaks, that's where I came from. And I happened to be awake at about 2 a.m. and I was like, yeah. So if I hadn't been awake at 2 a.m., I don't think I would have been able to just zoom into you. And I just encourage you to carry on what you're doing, and I'll definitely come back and visit. For me to wake up at this time in the morning, it's worth it because you all just have so much power. And just remember, one thing I always love to say is you should have a dream so big that it changes the very hearts of man. And you just have that dream, and I know that you're changing lives and changing each other's by what you speak. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Awesome. Wow.
The floor is open. Comments, feedback is welcome.
Yes, Madam President and fellow Toastmasters and guests. I liked the way you plan. I was one of the role players, and making the group and keep the communication on. I really like the camaraderie all of you have, and I like the meeting. As Angela rightly, I have nothing more to add. All of you are doing a very good job. Keep it up, and thanks for the invitation. See you sometime whenever we meet on every Wednesdays, India time 6:30 to 8:30. That is 4 o'clock at your place, 4 p.m. And we have a 1,200 meeting on October 21st. I would formally invite you, but I also take this as an opportunity to invite all of you for our 1,200 meeting. It is on October 21st. October 21st, it's a Wednesday. It will be 6:30 to 8:30 again. I welcome you all in advance and send the formal invitations as well to President, to Alex, and who are in the group we have. Thank you so much once again.
Lovely.
Yes, the floor is still open. We can even have our coffee, our tea, as we chat.
So are all TMODs like Patricia, or can we clone her? Can we clone her across the district? Madam President, still this one to your club.
Patricia is special.
When is the next meeting? When is the next meeting?
The next meeting will be on the first Thursday of next month. It's an earlier meeting. That will be first Thursday, October, 6 to 7:30. It's a 1-hour meeting because it's a work day. You're all welcome. Thank you, Brenda. Brenda, you're muted. Thank you, Brenda, for the role.
You're welcome. Thank you, Alex. We have also some guests that I would like to acknowledge. Darius, Dan, though I've not received your contacts, Dan. Atwine, namesake. I'm Atwine Brenda. So Atwine would like to know you more. Oh, Moses. Moses, I need your contacts. I think I didn't receive feedback from you. Who else am I seeing here on the chat? Sharp, I think, has just joined us. So thank you so much, Wilson. Good to see you here. I hope you enjoyed the meeting.
I want to reveal to you that I've been following your progress right from the time you chatted. And Kampala Sunrise is an amazing club. The level of growth is unbelievable. Keep it up.
Thank you, Wilson, and good to have you here. I didn't notice you were there quietly, Wilson. Thanks for joining us.
Dan, Darius, Atwine, please, just a word. We'd like to hear from you because you are our guests.
Hello, this is Dan. I'm from
Bukoto Toastmasters. I was following in the background there. Well, I'm at work, but I kept following the speakers, and I think it was a very good meeting. I've been attending, at least as long as I'm at work on a Saturday, I usually attend Kampala Sunrise. But thank you very much. It's a wonderful meeting.
Thank you, Dan.
Thank you all. Wish you a pleasant weekend. Hope to see you at the district level, championships and all. Blessings.
Thank you all. Thank you, Gladys.
Thank you, Gladys.
Thank you, Gladys.
Wonderful job, Asji.
Darius?
Yes, hello.
Hi, Darius.
Yes, this is Darius. Thank you for the meeting. It was a nice one. And I enjoyed it. I look forward to the meeting on Saturday. I intend to join you starting October.
Thank you, Daniel. I've gotten your contacts. We shall definitely invite you. Thank you.
Yes.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Could I say something?
All right. You all have an amazing weekend.
Thank you.
See you next time. Is saying something.
Yes.
Okay. Good morning, Toastmasters.
Good morning.
I apologize for having attended very late. It's my very first time here. And yeah, it is something I really want to be a part of. And surely I'll get to subscribe maybe next month. And yeah, I'm also a work in progress when it comes to expressing myself verbally. I'm happy to be here this morning, and yeah, you know, Alex, we were at university together, and shared the link, and I'm here because of mostly him, and yeah, it's a good experience. I like it being here. Thank you.
Welcome, Moses.
Welcome. My namesake. I can't wait to have another twinning.
So we have the Smedley Award already.
All right. Have a blessed weekend, you all.
You too. Wow. I need to share that.
Member.
Hey, Kathy, I can't see you, Kathy. I can't see your beautiful face.
And you're looking so good. That hair, my goodness, magic hair.
Magic hair. Thank you, guys. Great meeting.
Yes, this has been a wonderful meeting.
It's been a wonderful meeting.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone who made it. Oh, Patricia left us already? Wow.
She's here.
It has been magical. Oh, she's here?
No,
Patricia, thank you again. Thank you again. You made it such a magical meeting. Wow.
Thank you, Faith.
Thank you.
I need to consult you.
Marathon speaker.
Faith, Faith. Great speeches, guys.
Need road takers for next meeting. It's very soon.
Faith, I think you're standing. Do you want to give us another speech?
Maybe we hear from
another breakfast.
Thank you all. It's been a wonderful meeting. Special shout out to our Toastmaster of the day, Patricia.